The ruling National Democratic Congress is blaming opposition New Patriotic Party for deliberately orchestrating the DKM scam to score cheap political points.
Out some people calling themselves customers of DKM who in reality are not customers of DKM.
How do you know that?
They are just MPP operating there.
But Member of Parliament for the hardest hit constituency in Kranza North, Major Derek Odro, retired, says the NDC's accusations is neither here nor there.
What is he talking about? If a bank collapses, are you saying that it's the MPP? Because MPP members go there, NDC members go there, PPP members go there, and therefore it is we have to place the problem onto the MPP members. What are we talking about?
Major Odro is accusing the NDC government of doing very little to support devastated victims of DKM saga, which he says will affect their fortunes in the upcoming elections.
The chief of staff came here to represent the president and assure the people that within 2 weeks, the monies were going to be paid to the customers. That was somewhere in June, July. That one has not been realized. Nothing has been done.
We'll be probing the issues further, and some clarifications will be made from the NDC and the NPP on this issue. This is today's big story. My name is Aisha Bryan. A huge number of investors from the Bunahafo and other regions lost their investments in the recent microfinance scam that hit the Bunahafo and other regions after the DKM Microfinance, God is Love, Jasta Motors and other financial institutions were closed down by the Bank of Ghana. But the NDC says the MPP must be blamed for this act.
You heard about some people calling themselves customers of DKM who in reality are not customers of DKM.
How do you know that?
They are just MPP operative. But the record of DKM customers.
Did you check to verify?
Yes, I checked. Those who signed the press release threatening demonstration, none of them is a customer of DKM. So this is some well-beaten path. So, and we are happy that they don't change. So we are able to predict what they will be doing. And that's good for us. So I wasn't surprised about that because the way Tamale shook when Honorable Inusa did his campaign launch. So they wanted something just thrown in there to take the shine away from that activity.
You've done politics far longer than most. Let me ask you about, people see a trend happening now where apart from the main campaign launch of the party, and we're seeing almost like a competition between the candidates, parliamentary candidates who also launch their campaign, and it's always huge on a massive scale. I mean, what is that new, and why is it so dominant part of the campaign?
That is not new. As for campaigns, as for rallies, it's part of the campaign, but it could be deceptive if you just concentrated your campaign on holding rallies. The person-to-person touch at times is more effective. So even as our MPs decide to shock their opponents with these massive crowds, they are also very much aware that we've advised and trained them that campaign is just a one-to-one affair, and then elections are not won at district headquarters or constituency headquarters. They are won at a polling station, which is a branch. So, but in a sense, bringing your branch executives to a major campaign launch like that, at least they learn about what is contained in your manifesto, they are able to get maybe copies of the manifesto and other pieces of advice. So they go and then they continue the campaign in their respective branches. You know, in NDC, a branch is a polling station area. So when the 9 branch executives in the polling station area are engaged in the campaign, they don't need TNT, they don't need anything, just walking around the community. And if you are able to win in every polling station, you have won in the nation, because election results are declared at the polling station. All other things that happen to final declaration in Accra, just a question of putting figures together.
But MP from Nkranza North disagrees with this assertion.
When the President came to Parliament, he gave instructions that the governor of Bank of Ghana should arrange to refund the principal of every customer to the customers. When I come, he didn't say liquidator. So if you say liquidator, it's not saying the government cannot pay because Parliament has not approved. And today you are saying that MPP is responsible for that problem. What is he talking about? If a bank collapses, are you saying that it's the MPP? Because MPP members go there, NDC members go there, PPP members go there, and therefore it is we have to trace the problem onto the MPP members. What are we talking about?
Do you deny suggestions that there were some of your members who were managers of these entities?
I don't know. Well, anytime a company is open, all sort of people are employed. It isn't my responsibility to go and find out which party do they belong to. That is not my responsibility. I know my constituents, and these people are part of it. An enterprise, have the managing director, or they have the owner of the company. You are taking the fault to empty people who have nothing. It's God is love. That woman, is it an MPP woman? What does that MPP do?
Okay.
The company?
All right. Final question to you, sir. You say that Nkranza was hard hit by the crisis. How are people coping in the aftermath?
They are distressed. A lot of people have died. Total number of people who have died in Bravo. The total number is 65. 65.
But Major Odro, we cannot be sure if it's because of the microfinance crisis. We don't know if they had any terminal illness. Certainly, that will have to be certified medically.
Certified. When I said I was saying it on the radio, on the television, that they know a lot of people have died. Did you question him? That how can you certify that a lot of people have died through microfinance system? We are here. We are members of Parliament, responsible for people in our constituencies, and we know they tally the death. The dead people are tallied every now and then. Some are on admission. President is aware. I have been asking the question. Now, if a member of family of the president or a state educator is one of those who is going to the grave because of microfinance, is that the way they will handle the issue?
Let's do some analysis now. And Fred Agbenyo is Deputy and Communications Director of the NDC. He joins us via the phone. Good evening to you, Fred Agbenyo. Many thanks for your time on today's big story.
Thank you.
So on what grounds is the NDC accusing the NPP of being behind the DKM scam?
Well, thank you very much, and good evening to your listeners. I think that anybody who has followed closely the activities of the scam that took place, especially in Brona-Ahafo region, part of the Upper East and Upper West region, and then also taking the pain to find out the persons who are involved in those activities, cannot help but to come to a conclusion that some actors within the NPP are those who are behind it. And so, if it's just about that against the way the NPP has conducted itself in this country over the period. If you recall, before 2000 elections, several things happened in this country, including the killing of women. There are some members of our society today who are alleged that they may have a hand in it. I don't know. When we came into office, we have seen several fire outbreaks here and there. There are people who have alleged that some people in the may have a hand in it. This particular incident we are talking about in the Brona-Ahafo region. Today, as we speak, one of the directors of the scheme is the one who is contesting as the MP parliamentary candidate in one of the constituencies in Brona-Hafo region. And several of their functionaries, back on executives or executives, what have you, have all served as directors or board members of this particular camp group. And so it's difficult for anybody to believe that the NDC as an institution and didn't know anything about what happened over there. For some of us, either they use that to raise money for their campaign and also to create affection for the government. And so if my general secretary says that he believes that the hand and do something about this, to the extent that very lady members of their party have served and worked with that particular institution and have gotten money from there that they are using for their campaign today, I think that it is justifiable for anybody to draw that conclusion.
The MP is, however, accusing the NDC of not doing much to settle these people who were affected. And he's saying that this latest accusation is just a ploy by the NDC to buy time.
Well, they can say whatever that they want to say. The people of the Brona-Hafo region know that this issue came to the fore. Bank of Ghana has gotten involved. The BNI National Security Board has gotten involved. They have said apprehended the constitution of the items of the companies involved. And some of the items are being auctioned so they can raise money to pay the people back. If you remember, the Bank of Ghana is announced that they were going to pay some of the money back the beneficiaries or the victims within the first week of this October. I read they have shifted it to the second week in October because they are trying to make sure that the real victims are those who is registered and they're able to receive the money back. And so everything possible is being done by the government to pay the money back to the people and also to advise all of us to be very, very vigilant. Anything that can keep that look beautiful on the outward may have some hidden implications that all of us need to look out for as we move into the future. But MPPs being part of this particular scheme, really, I as a president will find it difficult to appear that they have no hand in it. I don't know where we speak today. Like I said, one of the directors, who is the Kitapo North parliamentary candidate of MPP, is there today, is campaigning and moving around. And these are people's money we are talking about.
Well, I'll urge you to have, I want to keep you on the phone for a while so we can listen to a sound by the MP of Nkranza, who's accusing the NDC again and saying that the NDC is deliberately neglecting the people in his constituency and in the liquidation exercise that's going on, and that he says it will affect the NDC's fortunes in the upcoming elections. Let's listen to it, and then when we come back, you will respond to that.
When this issue came, President of the Republic of Ghana went to Brona-Hafo region and assured the people, the non chiefs and people of Brona-Hafo, that sooner or later he was going to refund the amount to the people so that the suffering, the hardship, the death would completely be erased. He knew what was happening to them after their accounts had been frozen. Now, that was not done. His chief of staff came to Nkranza, the headquarters of this microfinance company, DKN, bought his lab, Yasa Motors. The whole Ghana, Nkranza is the headquarters. That's where they started the business from. The chief of staff came here to represent the president and assure the people that within 2 weeks, the monies were going to be paid to the customers. That was somewhere in June, July. That one has not been realized. Nothing has been done. The companies have no assets. Almost all the companies have been taken to court, and the court has collected the assets and sold them for those who took the companies to court. Where are the assets of the companies? They don't have anything. What are you going to liquidate? What are you going to liquidate?
So that was Major Derek Odro, retired, the MP for the Nkranza North area. He's accusing the NDC of neglecting the people in Nkranza in the liquidation exercise currently going on. And he says this will affect the fortunes of the NDC in the 2016 elections. How does this come across to you, Fred?
Well, unfortunately, I couldn't hear the voice of the data you played, but if the summary you just did, it's a little go by. This is an NPP member of parliament who is speaking that NDC has neglected its brother and its particular concern, and he has concluded that that is going to affect NDC's presidential election. Well, they're expecting to be happy. Anything that also against the NDC, especially as far as the election is concerned, people within the NDC presidential should be happy about their celebration. But he don't sit down in his heart that the people on the ground know the work that is being done by this government to help them get some of their money back. The people of Mufasa and beyond know that this government has no hands in all the things that happen. The people of Mufasa know that if there's any border must be blamed for this count, it is some leading MP members to a part of it. As for the member of parliament, why? He couldn't even protect his own people because his own money is part of the money and that the people are away with. And so, to understand, I can understand his frustration, but I just want to assure him that we then this will do everything possible. We will continue to engage the people, whatever support that we can give to the people, and to alleviate their plight and to alleviate the pain that they are going as a result of this camp. We will try to do that. It's not about election, it's about protecting the people of this country. And so, if we think that all that it is about election, winning or losing an election, and she doesn't care about the pain that the people are going for outside the number of people. But if you think that is going to affect us elected, let's wait for December to come and see what the results really will be.
Fred, indeed, your General Secretary was making an assertion that there were some people who posed as customers of DKM and who were indeed demonstrating, and who you verified that they were not really customers of DKM. I mean, how did you do that?
Oh, my sister, if all of us have been around for too long, we are part of the politics when it comes to that. If you remember, when we were going to launch our manifesto in Sudan, and when we had come out to say that they were going to demonstrate against the president, they were going to allow us to come and launch our manifesto over there. We were not party people on the ground, at the branch level, at the regional level, and somehow they know almost everybody, they know what everybody does. They know very strong entity members who are championing, who are holding meetings with people and guarding people to take advantage of the unfortunate that are occurred over there. So, Nigeria, don't forget it's about a half region. He has lived in this that region all his life and he knows everything about that region. And so, it's able to tell that person A is an NDC person, a CP or NDC person. And like I said, all the meetings that they've been holding, all the positional work that they've been doing behind the scenes, so they can create affection for the party and the president, the region. We are aware of it. And we are also putting countermeasures in place to mitigate whatever effect they want to face.
But you just gave an example, just one example of one of the managers who is contesting for some position in the upcoming elections. But did you find out what role he played in this kind of scam?
It was a manager. I was one of the team managers. It was a manager. I can get a name for you, and I can get all the particulars for you. Maybe anytime I'm not going to speak with you again. It was one of the managers. He worked with one of the team.
But just one person, one person cannot represent an entire party. You know that.
Well, of course, you don't have one at the luxury of time for us to mention what that is for. PM National Security is still investigating at the background of all these persons. And if you really want more the personal informed, the managers and the rest, and their political aspirations and the role they play, that is something we can easily question for a lot of security to put forward. But of now, maybe the security tries to just see this as a criminal issue, the word of political affiliation and party practice. That is why they will not talk about things like that. But like I said, we have our branch executives on the ground. We have our school executives on the ground, regional executives on the ground. We know almost everybody who works with this scheme. And they know where they belong, they know the meetings they attend, they know the people they are respecting. And so when we say that majority of them are NPP people, and so the scheme emanated from entities that they are the beneficiaries of the scheme, I think that we know what they are talking about.
Well, many thanks to you. Fred Agbenyo is Deputy Communications Director of the National Democratic Congress. We've been trying to reach Major Derek Odor-retired to get some, to rectify some issues with him, but we're not reaching him. This is today's big story. We've been talking about some accusations by the National Democratic Congress, indeed the General Secretary of the party, who is accusing the NPP of deliberately orchestrating the DKM outrage to score political points. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Good evening.